This is part 2 of 3 about the review of the Randall RT50 all-tube power amp. This right here is the amplifier itself. You got your clean channel over there. Right here. Overdrive right here. With the, you got a bright switch. I have goofed around with it quite a bit. I really haven't been able to hear much of a difference with that. You got gain with your clear. I did have it turned way up and then the level turned about halfway up. But I use EMG humbuckers and it basically picked up every single little noise that my finger made on the string. So I had to turn the gain down and turn the level up. I will say one thing about this amplifier. It has one of the most touchy equalizers. Just with the equalizer, you can make so many different sounds. It's amazing. Like I've said once before, I'm so surprised with this amplifier and how well, just everything, how well it works, everything that comes with it. One thing that no one ever talks about when they get it is you do get a foot switch with it. It is supposed to be a 2-button, just the reverb and the channel, but for some reason I was shipped the 3-button foot switch. Now about the back of it. Tried to show some pictures of this last time, but really didn't have the chance. As you see, those two big things right there, those are the tubes themselves. It uses two 6L6 tubes, which are actually exchangeable for, let me look.
I watch a lot of Eric Roberts movies.
It can be changed for two EL34s for a more British vibe. It has 2 channels, 1 modern, 1 classic clean, 2 modern, overdrive, equalizer controls, bass, yeah, it shows you I'm a redneck, bass, middle, treble, bright switch on clean channel, master controls of volume and reverb. It's an all-tube amp. Tubes are 2 6L6 user swappable for EL34s. Speaker is 1 12-inch Celestion, and it says includes 2-mode foot switch, yet I got 3. One thing, the 12-inch Celestion is the 7080 Celestion. I am actually looking at getting an Eminence Tonker, and I'm going to replace it. But up here you have, I don't understand any of this yet. I'm going to have someone explain it to me, but you have your tube 1, tube 2, all these bias adjust. I don't know what any of this is, so I'm going to have someone explain it to me so I don't break anything. As you see, this plate is just to protect the expensive parts inside. Those tubes I looked are about $120 a piece, so if you blow a tube, you're going to be buying basically a practice amplifier. Foot switch goes in right here. It just uses a 6L6 6-prong plug. It sort of looks like a MIDI cable, but it's not. Okay. Now the process of turning a tube amp on. If you've never used a tube amp or played a tube amp, first you have to turn it on. When you turn it on, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but those 2 tubes back there are going to start glowing. The biggest thing between a tube amp and a solid state amp is a solid state uses transistors. Tubes are basically a very large form of a transistor. That's why tube amps are heavier, more expensive. You get a better sound out of analog. But they're both glowing now. I don't know if you can see that at all. Yeah, you can see up top. You can see the glowing. Now once that is in place, I'll go ahead and tell you now, the guitar I'm playing on is a Schecter Hellraiser. And a LTD Horizon 7-string. So you'll know what I'm going to be playing. I'll tell you what guitar I'm using at what time. Now, once you get a guitar plugged in,
One cool guy.
once you get a guitar plugged in, you can go for this standby switch over here. One thing you have to be very careful of with tube amps is any very large spike in the sound or anything like that will blow a tube. Like I said, these are $120 tubes, so but yeah, turn that sucker on. And there you go. That right there's just the clean channel. That's the clean. This is the distorted. That was an EMG 81 and 89R, both coil tapped. Now remember, before you change guitars, you have to hit the standby, unplug it, so you don't make any large spikes and blow your tube. Plug your next guitar in, standby on. And this is a 7-string. That's clean channel. That was a EMG 707 in the neck position. This is the EMG 81-7. And as you see, it has an incredibly good tone. Best sounding guitar amplifier I've ever had. One thing I didn't show, which I'm going to try to show if I have enough time left. Barely. One thing cool about it, you got your effects loop back here, but you also have speaker outs, just in case you want to get a cabinet. One thing people don't know about two amplifiers is you don't need nearly the amount of amperage to make it loud as you do with a solid state. Like this 50 watter will get as loud as a 150 watt solid state. So I'm going to end up getting a cabinet for the bottom with some Celestions in it. No, some Tonkers in it, some Eminence Tonkers, because they can take 100. They have the largest voice coil, a 59 ounce magnet. They can take up to 150 watts. But that is part 2. Part 3 will be nothing but me playing on it. I hope these have been helpful.